Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be discussing the 5 altcoins I'm holding for this bull run, which I believe is not too far away at all. I expect things to kick off soon, and this is what I'm accumulating. So we can look back at my first token, Injective, and the start. We left this big candle here, which we pumped up, and we made our high in the last cycle. You can see that we pumped back here, and this became our support here, which was our first big candle. You can see that we came back here and we retested support down in this area. You can see that we trended down. You can see we got our first break of structure here, which is then we got the retest of our bottom. You can see that we pumped up, we found support, we pumped up, and then we've broken old resistance here. And we're retesting it now, and we're inside this trend. We're actually on daily support as well. You can see that we broke structure here, and we come down and retest our lows. You see I've got my Fibonacci prices set there. I've got price of 110 and 170, and then I've got my price bullish target of $300 for Injective. And that's what I'm seeing. It's a bullish structure forming out, and we repeated it in the past, and I'm expecting that to follow again. The next token that I'm holding is Dogecoin. So Dogecoin had this massive surge to the upside. We made resistance in the past, and you can see that we came down and we formed a support here. You can see that we had our first break of structure here. We put in a higher high. We then came back and we tested our base. We pumped up, resistance became support, resistance became support, resistance became support where we are now. We can see that we're breaking through. Resistance is our next leg, and then once we get a break of the resistance, we can then test resistance as support again, which would be down here, so, and then we could go up to our next one. So that's Dogecoin. You can then see I've got Flow blockchain as well, which we've gone down, first break structure here, retested support here. We then formed resistance. We've tested once, twice, and 3 times, which was this top candle here. You can see that our next target is to break through it and find our next resistance zone, which is sitting at $2.60. Then once we get past that, our next one we can see is this peak here, which is at $6.40. So we've got $2.50, $6.40, and then $18 here, and that's where I expect to top out. So they're the areas to watch for flow. We then got Tau, which is my other token that I'm holding. We've got Tau that has formed this bottom. That top candle there is now the resistance, so we can mark that now as a resistance zone, which we need to break through. We can then see that our bottom candle here is our support for Tau, which we can also mark if it lets me. So we've got resistance and support. It's somewhere there. It's right over there. But anyway, so what we want to do now is we've bounced off our support, we've hit our resistance, we come back, we've tested our support. Now we want to break through this resistance and retest our old resistance as support down here. And then we want to bounce up to the upside here. That's the plan for Tau. There's a big community in Tau network, and they're doing a lot, so it's a good token to hold. The next token I'm holding is Phantom. So you can see we had this break structure here. We broke structure. We then used our last candle. We've come back and we tested it, and then we've gone up since. And we've come down, we put in a higher low, and then we've gone a higher high, higher low, and then our next one I expect to break through. You can see that this was our resistance zone here, which we've just touched it here. You can see that our top one is our resistance as well, so I can even get rid of that, and I can see that our top candle here. Don't know why the mouse does that, but you know. So that's our resistance there, so we want to get through this. But we're trending higher highs and higher lows, which is positive with a break of structure down the bottom. So we're trending up for Phantom. And they're my 5 tokens to hold for this bull run that I expect exceptional results from. Then I've got the Bitcoin chart here, which is we're not going to look at. Bitcoin dominance, we can see that we broke this trend line. You can see that we broke structure for the first time. You can see that we've hit our buy altcoins, which is our retest of resistance. It's now turned into support. You can see that our target is down here, so I can say target, and we can stay up to date with Bitcoin dominance. That's when we're going to sell our altcoins, so I can also add that there. We'll get to that one. Let's just go sell altcoins. So we want to sell altcoins. So we've got buy altcoins, sell altcoins. We'll update on that. And then we've got our last chart, which is pivotal, which is the total 3, which we can see that. Look at the past. You can see that we had our first break of structure here. We then tested our base, our bottom candle. We then pumped up. We can see that we hit resistance here. We then came back down to support. We then pumped up through resistance. We came and tested the old resistance as support, and then we pumped up. You can then see that we came to the downside. We got our first break of structure here where we put in our first higher, came back down to our bottom candle, and now we're trending up. We've turned resistance into support, turned resistance into support now, and you can see that we are now looking to break through, which will be our new all-time high for altcoins, and altcoins will start going parabolic once we get above here, which isn't too far after we've already tested resistance and support now. So look for a push above here, and then once we get a push above here, we might get a pullback, and then we're off to the races. So that's all you need to know in this market at the moment in terms of your altcoins. If you like the content, like and subscribe. This is not financial advice. Let's all get rich together, and let's go. See ya.